What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with another video. Join us now as we look at this week's edition of SmackDown, as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including WWE's WrestleMania 43 Saudi announcement was a complete disaster. WWE has really sold out. Double title Dom. Xavier Woods shows off graphic surgery. WWE announces a new performance center. Brock Lesnar has an embarrassing malfunction, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. As always, won't recap the matches, but just look at the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. As always, we start off with the good, as number 1, solid Stratton and Cargill match. Last night's Tiffany Stratton vs Jade Cargill match was another reminder that WWE had made the right call by putting the WWE Women's Championship on Tiffany Stratton. While Cargill is slowly improving in singles competition, Stratton helped Cargill look like a true contender, resulting in an exciting match that really added some much needed life into the title picture. Number 2, Cody Rhodes is back. Cody Rhodes is back and just in time, as WrestlePalooza is just a week away. Fans are wondering why WWE aired Randy Orton vs Drew McIntyre on television rather than at next week's PLE got their answer when the American Nightmare returned to save the Viper from a post-match beatdown. Now, as good as an Orton vs McIntyre match would be, there's more money in a Cody vs Drew match. Next up, Randy vs Drew Demolition Derby. Randy Orton vs Drew McIntyre was the wrestling equivalent of a demolition derby, as both superstars did their best to wreck each other, with McIntyre ultimately edging out the win. This was a PLE caliber match, another example of how WWE has so much talent on the roster right now that it can headline TV shows with matches that could headline a PLE. Number 4, solid WrestlePalooza build. WWE isn't really holding back in promoting WrestlePalooza as a must-see show, as seen by this week's Raw and SmackDown. A rumor has it that WWE wants to make WrestlePalooza an annual event and a show on par with WrestleMania and SummerSlam, and so far they've created a lineup on par with its two biggest shows. And the Sami Zayn Open US Challenge off to a good start. Sami Zayn's United States Championship Open Challenge is off to a strong start, with last week's defense against John Cena kicking things off with a huge bang. And this momentum continued as Zayn gave Rey Fenix a shot at the belt this week. If WWE continues things this way, the US title could become a workhorse title again, giving fans another reason to tune into SmackDown. But that was the good. What about the bad? It's number 1, Lesnar phones it in. Brock Lesnar's performance last night was a reminder of the two faces of Brock Lesnar. When he's motivated, such as his programs with Bobby Lashley and Cody Rhodes, he can be amazing. However, when he's indifferent, which has been the case ever since his SummerSlam return, there's no denying that he's going through the motions and collecting an easy payday. So far, Brock's program with Cena has been lackluster, which kinda has us dreading what his match against Cena will be like. Oh yeah, and what about that storyline arc where Nick Aldis had something to say to Cena about Lesnar? Somehow they've just forgotten about that altogether and just said a match. We're not even going to know what Nick said unless it's maybe addressed next week. Number 3 is Nia Jax the best SmackDown can do. Now, is Nia Jax the best WWE can do to shake things up between Tiffany Stratton and Jade Cargill? Unfortunately, they failed to elevate any undercard talent, and many of its top stars are dealing with injuries. Whilst this is an excuse, it doesn't let WWE off the hook, as the promotion's continued failure to elevate talent, whether it's current talent or superstars brought up from NXT, has resulted in a very empty main event for the women's division. Number 4, Julia's bad booking continues. Now, while we're discussing the women's division, let's address the situation with Julia, a can't-miss Japanese superstar whose current run with the US Championship has done even less for her than it did for Zelina Vega. Julia is so good that she belongs in the main event, regardless of her short time on SmackDown. But unfortunately, WWE is booking her against wrestlers who fans have no chance of beating her, further evidence that the women's division is being completely ignored. Number 5, where were the tag teams? SmackDown has a lot of problems creatively, but not in its tag team division, which continues to be one of the Blue Brand's biggest assets. So where were the tag teams last night? The closest fans got was a hype video from the Wyatt Six, a team few fans seem to care about, and one that's devaluing the tag titles. And another flat SmackDown. SmackDown was flat again, with a scarcity of strong matches and an abundance of promos and vignettes, which made it clear that the show was booked by Road Dogg. SmackDown continues to deteriorate creatively, while the ratings suggest fans are fed up. Now, it's nothing downright ugly, but the Blue Brand altogether came close, producing a show that ran hot and cold, with an emphasis on cold. What did you guys think of the Blue Brand last night? Let us know in the comments down below. Now, let's move on to the news. Now, first story looks at WWE's WrestleMania 43 in Saudi announcement was a disaster. At top of today's news is the fan backlash over WWE's recent confirmation that WrestleMania 43 will take place in Saudi Arabia. As we'll see, fans are already making their displeasure known, and some WWE superstars could be unhappy with the decision. Firstly, WWE fans hijacked the YouTube announcement. Now on Friday, WWE aired an announcement on YouTube confirming that WrestleMania 43 will take place in Saudi Arabia. Fans immediately blew up the comment section, writing AEW and "This is not our WWE that we love," and "You sold out," just to name a few, and ones we can only probably show on YouTube. More telling was the number of dislikes the video got, as right now the video stands at only 5,000 likes and over 32,000 dislikes, which could be even larger right now. But the fans' displeasure didn't stop there, as the fans booed the announcement at Worlds Collide. Fans attending Worlds Collide last night in Las Vegas voiced their disgust with the WWE when the promotion aired a hype video for WrestleMania 43, with fans chanting "You sold out" as the video aired. And not only that, there was a ruckus of boos going out through the entire arena, and they were incredibly loud. But are WWE superstars upset about the announcement? Now, whilst we don't know how superstars feel, and it's unlikely anyone looking to stay employed would criticize the decision publicly, some fans are pointing to the recent 43 announcement where a group of WWE superstars looked like they were on death row. Wrestlers including Charlotte Flair, Bianca Belair, Seth Rollins, The Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, Stephanie Vaquer, and Logan Paul all looked like they were waiting for a root canal. The announcement was also extremely strange, as nobody seemed to be in attendance for it, only just a handful of people. But a surprising name came up during the WrestleMania 43 press conference, with the Saudi Sports Authority promoter Turki Al-Sheikh noting, "I would like to thank the Crown Prince for his support, especially in WWE, because this is what happened in our country. Before 8 years ago, I meet with me and my father, Vince McMahon, and Triple H at my home when I was a Minister of Sport in my country. There's no denying that Vince McMahon deserves some recognition for the move, regardless of whether you think it was a right one." However, Eric Bischoff also weighed in, calling the move disappointing, believing it to be breaking tradition. It's also breaking a tradition, and I can relate to Vince's concerns. Professional wrestling truly is an American phenomenon. Bischoff believes that a move to WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia was inevitable, but it was also a little disappointing. It's also a little disappointing for me. I relate to Vince's hesitancy, let's put it that way. Next up, WWE opens an office in Saudi Arabia. By now it should be obvious that WWE is all in with its business partnership with Saudi Arabia, whether it's their twice yearly events or the recent announcement that the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania will air there. Just to dispel any doubts, a new story shows just how committed WWE appears to be in cementing their status as a partner of the Saudi Sports Authority. TC WrestleVotes is reporting, in the last week or so, WWE established a permanent office in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Don't be surprised to see more WWE PLEs in Saudi Arabia given this latest development. Soon enough, we'll probably see SummerSlam and Survivor Series take place in the next few years or so. Next up, WWE has sold out. There are plenty of reasons to speculate on why WWE's WrestleMania 43 announcement has been received with little fanfare. There's a feeling that WWE will do anything for a quick buck, whether the fans like it or not. WWE fans in the UK and elsewhere who are hoping they'd finally get a WrestleMania are furious, and who can blame them? WWE has also promised locations like Tennessee, New Orleans, as well as London at WrestleMania, but have failed to deliver. As for wrestlers, there's no added incentive for them to wrestle in Saudi Arabia, as the big money paydays are reserved for legends such as The Rock or The Undertaker. Whatever the case, it's clear WWE management doesn't care, as rumor has it that this is the biggest payday the company will get from the Saudi government. Next up, double title Dom. Now, a new champion was crowned at Worlds Collide Las Vegas as the Judgment Day's Dominik Mysterio defeated El Hijo del Vikingo to capture the AAA Mega Championship. Daddy Dom received an assist from El Grande Americano, who passed a foreign object to Dominik, allowing him to headbutt the champion into oblivion before delivering a frog splash for the win. Dominik, being the awesome heel that he is, even forced his father Rey Mysterio to put the belt around his waist. But did Dominik honor his father Rey Mysterio last night? While Daddy Dom's character would have never acknowledged his famous father Rey Mysterio as anything but a deadbeat dad, Dom quietly honored Papa Ray with the mask he used at WrestleMania 21, being very similar to the attire that he wore last night. Next up, Michael Cole's rare absence. Michael Cole was absent from last night's SmackDown, an occasion rarer than a Brock Lesnar defeat. Now, this is an extremely rare absence from Michael Cole, and whilst it's unknown why he was away, this will actually only mark the 4th time that Michael Cole has missed a show since 1997. Cole's professionalism is incredible, especially in light of how long he's been with WWE. Next up, Tiffany's horrible landing. A WWE Women's Champion Tiffany Stratton had a frightening moment during a recent SmackDown match with Jade Cargill when the planned moonsault went wrong. As Cargill dodged, Stratton attempted the move but ended up having a horrible landing to the outside of the ring, with her head striking the floor with impact. It was clear that Tiffany was supposed to land on her feet, but that didn't happen, and many fans expressed worry online suggesting that she could be injured. However, she seems to be okay. Next up, Xavier Woods shows off graphic surgery. At the New Day's Xavier Woods is letting fans know that he had a valid reason for missing last night's Worlds Collide event. Woods tweeted a graphic photo, something that we can't show here, but if you're really that curious, just go and check out his tweet. For those of you doubting that I had surgery yesterday morning, here's a before and after pic, plus the lymphoma that was carved out of the back of my head. Jokingly, he mentioned this was the result of Adam Pearce instructing Penta to injure me. Thanks, Penta. Now we are sending our best to Xavier for a speedy recovery. Next up, WWE announced a new performance center. There's big news concerning WWE's developmental system as Triple H dropped this bombshell during an appearance on the Nightcap with Unk and Ocho. It's in Orlando. We're in the process of building a new one now in Orlando. It'll even be bigger and better. And finally, Brock Lesnar has an embarrassing malfunction. Fans watching SmackDown got to see a little more of Brock Lesnar than they used to, as the Beast Incarnate's pants split right in half when he F5'd R-Truth, exposing his blue underwear. Now Lesnar is still a total pro, and he took everything in his stride, laughing as he gave the fans a look at his ripped jeans towards the crowd. Now this wouldn't actually be the first time that Brock Lesnar had an embarrassing malfunction in the ring. This is actually the second time, as Brock suffered a wardrobe malfunction in front of the live crowd in his match against Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam 2023, as fans got a little distracted when Brock performed his biggest moves as his shorts started to rip. As the moves got bigger and the match went on, the rip became larger and larger, leading to quite the sight that we're not used to of the Beast Incarnate. But there you have it, folks. Our look at this week's edition of SmackDown, as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.